overall, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Aang, the movie was ass. Everyone, welcome to the only review of Avatar: The Last Airbender's new 2026 movie that just came out this past weekend. Now, we're going to be breaking this down kind of into, I guess, 3 different categories. We're going to be going over the pros, the cons, and then what's missing. Before I jump in everything, I will mention that there will be massive spoiler alerts here, and I will not be giving like a breakdown of the movie. It's an hour and 38 minutes. You want to go watch it, do it yourself. I'm just going to tell you what I thought about it. Now, let's go. The cons, I want to start off with some minor critiques of mine. Now, I just feel like they could have tried to at least snuck in one of the original voice actors, you know what I'm saying? Zuko's voice actor was so phenomenal, so great that they actually had him, I want to say, voice maybe one of Zuko's cousins in The Legend of Korra, which was a later Avatar project. They could have at least tried to snuck in one of those actors. Now, I get they're all kind of like young adults in this. Back then they were kids, so it may be harder for the voice actors to be able to do that, and they may be doing other projects, they may be deceased, I don't know, but I feel like they could have at least tried to keep a little bit of the authenticity from before. Now, one of my big gripes with this movie, only watching it once, so I only have what I have from watching that in one experience. I do have to rewatch it, but it's just the treatment of, no, I was going to say Prince, Fire Lord Zuko in this movie. Now, obviously, I already said spoilers ahead. I just feel like Zuko just didn't really do much in this movie, you know what I'm saying? I will touch on what everybody else did as for the pros in this video, but for Zuko, I mean, he was flying the ship, you know what I'm saying? He stopped his meeting to go to Aang's beckoning call to go help him out, and he's just like, he's not having that many cool fighting moments. I mean, there was a cool moment to where he kind of used his feet as like jetpacks and he was kind of flying around with that. But I mean, I expect for Zuko to just be this like goat, you know what I'm saying? A beast, the strongest fire lord of all time maybe even. And he just didn't really do anything that impressed me that much in this movie. Now I have another small con, which may just be me because I watched the original series and Legend of Korra, as I already said. But I feel like they spent a little bit too much time kind of explaining the backstory. Now, I get maybe you want to do it if, like I said, whoever's watching it didn't see predecessors. But I mean, I feel like if you're watching this movie, you're going into it knowing the other stuff. It's like, and I don't think we needed explaining on the 4 elements again and yada yada. I feel like it took a little bit away from the story. But I mean, that's just me maybe nitpicking. Another con I have, again, a smaller con here. I'll give you guys my full opinion on the movie later. I'm not going to say if it's good or bad at this point. But I mean, it was Aang maybe a little bit too much relying on the Avatar state. I feel like, oh my God, I'm in trouble, Avatar state. He has that to fall back on. I wish he would just be able to kind of lock in at this point. In the movie where he's like trying to climb up this mountain and he's having like a tough ass time. Like, what are we doing here? Like, he's the Avatar. He's one of the strongest Avatars ever. And like, he's just... I feel like it's kind of like the Superman effect in David Cornsweat's Superman, where he's getting beat most of the movie. Like, I get you're supposed to have flaws, you're not supposed to just be this overpowered human being, but like, because there's no movie at that point, but like, I just feel like he's struggling with stupid things that I feel like he would have nipped in the bud as he was growing up and getting to this point. But the probably biggest gripe with the movie is to where I think Team Avatar is just incredibly nerfed. Getting destroyed by Taga, Dave Bautista voice act the character, and like, come on, I didn't really like that. I feel like after years, like, the most disappointed I'm in is Zuko. I'll just say that right now. I'm most disappointed in what he was doing fighting wise. But I feel like, come on, man. You got Toph, she can metal bend, she can do all this crazy stuff. You have Katara, one of the strongest waterbenders ever. She could blood bend. She could do a lot with a little bit being provided. We already know Aang. Sokka's a genius. It's just, I feel like they were incredibly nerfed, and I didn't like that. Next up, let's talk about what was missing. And I'll start off with a big one here. No mentions of Iroh. Now, I get this is, I want to say, I don't even know the title of the movie. I'm an idiot. I want to say it's Avatar: The Last Airbender Aang. So I understand it's an Aang-centric movie, but no mentions of Iroh. I'm sure at this point, they didn't really confirm their ages, but I'm sure at this point, Iroh's probably dead. He's old as hell. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, the original series. Along with the missing Iroh, where is Suki? Like, she just wasn't in the movie at all. And I'm like, okay, maybe at the end, you see the warriors at the end. You're like, oh, maybe she'll be there. But you can't tell because they're all wearing their makeup and all their clothing. Where the hell is she at? Another big missing character, Azula. Now, they didn't have any post-credit scenes for this. We don't know. I don't know personally if there's going to be a second one. Maybe she's like locked in a cell and then they have like this big threat that they can't beat, and they're like, Azula, we're gonna need you, and maybe that's how they bring her out. But like, there's no mention of her. Didn't see her. That was probably the one that hit the most for me, because Iroh, like I said, is very old, whatever. But like, this Azula, I feel like she should have at least been mentioned. And the last two things that I'll bundle together are just Sokka's comedic presence. I feel like he was definitely like watered down in this. There were I found myself laughing more at what Toph was doing than what Sokka was doing, which just made zero freaking sense. I feel like outside of Aang and Taga, the character development for the other characters are just to be desired. Again, rushed runtime, but I just feel like, I mean, Katara did have, I'll give Katara some, but I feel like the rest of them, I feel like I would have liked to see a little bit more. Now, a big pro, in my opinion, is the animation, man. It just felt like a renaissance. Pro to this movie is Taga, again, voiced by Dave Bautista, former pro wrestler, Guardians of the Galaxy, he was Drax. Phenomenal stuff by him. Now, I did kind of feel like something was up as soon as he was kind of introduced. But I mean, I loved just everything surrounded with him. I loved the moment that Katara had with him where she's like, all right, I'm sniffing his bullshit. I'm going to call him out on it. Then Taga comes out of nowhere, fights her, and then it is basically confirmed that he kills everybody. He kills Toph, he kills Zuko, he kills Sokka, and then he borderline kills Katara, but she uses the water around them to heal them or yada yada. Aang comes back from his awoken state, whatever. But I mean, I just love everything that we've seen with him. I love his conflict with Aang. I did feel like the fight was very fast-paced, and I wish I get to see more with it, but nonetheless, I loved everything Taga related, basically. I feel like outside of like missing the little hair loopies here and there, I feel like it did Katara incredibly right. Not one of my favorite characters, just because I feel like for about 70% of the original show, she's just whining about losing her mom and whining about this, whining about that, but I feel like she was a big mental compass here for Aang, and just she was helping him lock in, and she was just trying to turn Taga to the good side. I liked a lot of what I seen from her, and she had some crazy good fighting scenes as well. And I love the emotion that this movie made you feel. Now, it is the first movie. We don't know if there's going to be more, so like you kind of like, it's Aang's movie. I'm not thinking that Aang's going to die, but there were moments where I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? We thought Team Avatar died. We have the emotional conflict that Aang's fighting the whole movie, to where Taga was fighting and Aang was the one that ran away. You had that. You have Aang revealing Taga, and we're all like, oh shit. Like the crazy lady that I was speaking to, he said that the avatar that he's looking for was a woman. This is a dude. Who is this guy? And then him finally talking to the avatar and telling him that Taga's actually a bad guy, and basically anything that's not an airbender, he wants to kill. It was just great emotions in this movie. Another thing I do love about this movie is just Toph. I do like how in the beginning, where he's kind of collecting Team Avatar like the Infinity Stones, Aang was, where he's writing all the letters for them to come save him. We see Toph fighting with students and stuff, and I love how she kind of became the teacher, and she's still the strongest earthbender and just destroying them all with her hands behind her back. I love that little portion of the movie as well. And then lastly, I just love how we got the gang back together, you know what I'm saying? Avatar Last Airbender, very iconic show. We all wanted to see, what would them be as? Young adolescents be as? This is what we got. And then the last, I guess you could say it's a pro, is that they kind of left the door open for potentially a sequel, you know what I'm saying? I would love to see a second project with this, with all the things that I said from what's missing into here, and I feel like that would be great. So overall, Avatar The Last Airbender, Aang, the movie was ass. If we're talking about April Fool's Day. I think the movie was really solid. It was missing some things. It did some things great. Had some new additions in there. Had some great animation. Had Cabbage Man in there. I think out of 10, I'd probably be leaning towards 8.5 out of 10. I do need to rewatch But you guys, let me know in the comment section below if you've seen the movie, what you think of it, and if I'm making you watch the movie now because of my great review skills. It's been real. Peace out, guys.